So much, so much. I'm exhausted. It's so much. So I'm just leaving a church service, which really, I mean, to be honest with you, I was meant to be there. Okay. Um, I did. It's so much. I don't even know where to start. I don't know if to start from the here and now, and to move backwards, or to start from the beginning and move forward. So I'll start from now. So went to this. It's so much. I don't know. I really don't know where to start. Went to this church. This is the church that I went to that I told y'all I was scared to go back to because I felt like I needed to apologize. Not really apologize. 'Cause the woman was so loving to me, and she said you'll fit right in, and this, that, and other. And I was like, yo, those are big shoes to fill. I ran off and never came back. Just because I wanted to address that first, because I didn't want to make her into a liar, and I didn't want to make myself into a liar, right? And so I ended up coming back, and so ironically, the first time that I went there, she had the same hairstyle I had, put up in a ponytail and a bun. This time we have the same hairstyle too. The big afro. We have the same the big curly afro, the same hairstyle again today. Um, so so they had a guest. Hey there, baby.
How you doing?
Good. Um, so they had a guest today, and it's so many coincidences. You know what I'm saying? So many coincidences. Like I don't even know where to start. So they had a guest today from this church called Oak Street Church. I'm gonna be hopping all over the place. I said I was starting from the here and now, but now I'm hopping all the way to the beginning. And earlier today, you guys know I've been going to the soup kitchen almost daily, right? So I went to the soup kitchen today, and again, I was trying to canvas the art of good. And again, if you guys get a chance, please go visit www.theartofgoodincorporated.com. If you want to find out about me, go to the About Me page. If you need a volunteer in Valdosta, or you want to see the Craigslist ad that I posted, click on the button that says volunteer, volunteer needed in Valdosta, Georgia. It'll show you my Craigslist ad. If you want to see my quote unquote digital work, I didn't put the Christian stuff up, but I'm about to go home and put it on there now. Okay, now. But you can click on the quote unquote digital artwork. All of that goes to support my dream, my endeavor, which is this. Okay, it's my passion. Um, but as I went about, one of the things I mentioned even in the ad that I posted on Craigslist, and I started posting in Spanish too, but the ad that I posted on Craigslist was that, uh, one of the big issues, I didn't know how to get the funding. I didn't get the funding, right? And so, and I even mentioned on that ad that, um, I went to different churches because they were nonprofits too. I went to different churches because they were nonprofits too, trying to find out how to get funding, and they basically just ridiculed me, right? And ironically, that is what happened when I went to the soup kitchen today. I talked to, I call them, this is out of love because I love them, the usual suspects. Like me, I'm a usual suspect. Talked to the usual suspects. And then, I talked to some of the people that were coordinating because it was early, nobody was there yet. So I started to try to chat it up. Hey, my name is Maria, and I was wondering if I gave you my website, would you take a look at it and then give me your opinion on it? You know, if you just scroll down to the bottom, go to the chat button and let me know, something that you see that could use improvement or, anything like that, let me know. And the lady, it was an older white lady. She was just like, oh, I only use my phone to text. And you could tell she was just saying that, blowing me off. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, perhaps you have, some younger constituents at your church that could look it over and perhaps provide feedback. And, she was just real closed lip, letting me know that basically, I don't F with you. I said, okay, fine. So I'm not going to force that on you, if you're not interested, it's okay. So then someone else came and I said, well, let me shoot my shot with them. So I did the same thing, and this guy was listening. But then it was an older guy, and this older guy, I'm not going to say his name, but he, I later talked to him, asked him what church he went to. He told me the name of this church. It's not the same church I go to. And I told him I visited this one church and I really liked it. He was like, yeah, that's a good church too. Comes to find out, the church that he goes to was actually guest speaking at the church that I visited tonight. you know. But at the end, the guest speaker that was the pastor of his church, because I wanted to ask, do you know this guy, took off, you know. I tried to Google the church, but it's not on Google, right? It's not there. And but I did give the first lady, I guess the first lady, my information, and she said she'd go visit my website and whatever. She said, okay, and maybe if she does reach out to me or contact me, I can ask her and tell her the story about the guy at the soup kitchen. I did change clothes. Normally I don't do that, but out of respect for that lady, I did, because I felt like I was putting her reputation on the line, so that's why I did. I did for her because I felt like I was putting her reputation on the line. Backing up a little bit further, remember I told y'all what my agenda for the day was about going to the soup kitchen, canvassing, on my way there, on my way back there, and there. Then afterwards, I was supposed to go volunteer with this older woman. Now, you guys know I post everything. This woman, and some of the things that struck me, about these sessions was that I was like, this woman has maybe 8 kids. How come, her 8 kids aren't doing this, And I'm bringing by laundry detergent and so forth. And, there's always two sides to every story. So, I don't know if she's flipping it like, oh, I'm helping this desperate person. And I do need help, but, I wasn't getting any. It was strictly volunteer, except when and I think maybe somebody saw a post and maybe said something because then she gave me canned goods. But then this morning she called me and, I'm starting to learn to use my phone again because, normally I keep my phone on Do Not Disturb. I don't answer a missed call as a missed call if you didn't leave a message. I don't know what it's about. If I'm not expecting your call, I'm not calling back. That's how, how it is. But, I need to. So I saw a missed call. It says scam likely, but I went ahead and called back. That means it's probably like a Google Voice number or something. And, I said, hey, this is Maria from The Art of Good. I said, I think I missed a call from someone here, and she was upset and she was just like, I couldn't make out everything she was saying. Basically, she was saying that I left my headphones there. And I think, look at this shit. Look at this. This is a black Dodge Ram. Oh, there's drinking too. You can smell the alcohol. TBT is the license, first trade license. You can smell the alcohol. Somebody would have died and they would have had no problem. You can smell and this person probably behind them was drinking too. You can smell the alcohol when they turn. They're gonna kill somebody. You could smell the alcohol when the car turned. It was two young guys, and I was trying to always try to look when somebody's driving erratically like that to, I think it's just human where you want to give them that stern face like you almost ran me over. But when I looked, I realized they're completely inebriated. They didn't catch on or nothing. They're drunk. They probably didn't even really see me. The alcohol smell was so strong coming from that truck. And I want to say something and ask these people, do they know those folks? But more than likely, I'll get shot or beat up. I better tread lightly on that one. Because Valdosta is no joke, as y'all can see. Piggly Wiggly was about to hem me up. Not Piggly Wiggly, but the girl that worked there. Because I asked about a receipt. But anyhow, so this guy that I was telling you about that actually gave his time of day. Hey, how you doing? Are you an adult? Okay, have a great day. I was going to give him a website, but no. So I guess it's a weird question to ask. The reason that I ask is because I wanted to give it a website, but if it's not an adult, and it's not an adult website, but it's just because I don't know. Y'all explain to see. This is where I need guidance. Explain to me how to better do that because that just sounds weird. But it's because I only want to give things to adult people. You feel me? So, um, yeah, I better ask these people nothing. There's smoke coming out the truck and everything. I'll get shot with no problem. They don't care about me at all. Have no problem killing me because I'm nobody. Yep, definitely on completely mind your business mode. That's what I'm doing because you know how sometimes you just walk by and you get the feeling like, oh, like you already know better. I know better in that situation. That was scary. But anyhow, so moving on. That was so scary. And those people are connected because you could feel the energy is the same. But yeah, that was scary. All of them had straight black cars. But okay, let's move back. Let's clear all that out of my system. clean it out. Okay, so now we're back to the guy, and I just realized that he has the same name as the old man that lives across the street. Hold on, somebody's calling me. They can wait. This is. I'll talk about them later. But these are good people. I love them all. And hello to people that are watching. Well, one person now. But okay, so ironically, the guy that I spoke to earlier that gave me time of day that was setting up with the vendors, and it's an older man too, a nice older man, like a real church guy, like a real authentic church guy, which doesn't really exist these days. But he went to the church that the people that spoke at this church that I went to tonight, ironically. But I couldn't look up the church because I don't know why it's not like they don't have it linked to Google or something. You can't. These cars all scare me. I just really don't want to die. Like, oh, okay. So I'm so scared of everybody. There people just trying to turn into the driveway and I'm having a heart attack because I'm at the car slowing down that they're gonna pull out a gun and shoot me. But so back to back to the matter at hand. So yeah, and he really, oh, this is the kicker. So as I was telling him about what I was doing, um, okay, so remember there's the older white lady that was like, you know, those are them. They need to stay away. And then there was a black guy, and the black guy looked like he looked like he was part of the population, right? And when I say population, I mean homeless, victim of the community, all the stuff that I talk about, right? And so he looked like one of them, one of us, if you want to call it that. But as I was talking to the black guy, the other guy, the indigent, the older black guy, the indigent guy, he turned on the Bluetooth speaker and turned it up real loud intentionally, like trying to overgo me. And he did this because the white lady was, turning her head like she didn't want it, she didn't want me to have a voice. And this is exactly what my website is about. Members of the community that I muted and mooted, right? So she turned up she turned her head, and him in alliance with her turned the boombox on. He looked like he'd been dragged through a few things. And so I noticed this too when, going through the homeless situation that, there are members of the homeless population. It's almost like, and see, that's why it's all together, tied together, like prison population too, where, prisoners, they might just want a book. So they will, and it'll be just a sorry ass book, but in prison, there's nothing good. So, they're basically kissing up to the officers and things to get a book. Same in homeless shelters. People are kissing up to the aides and whatever to get, services or a little extra here or there, right? And so when you have people on the outside world and they're indigent and they go to these places that give services and provide things, they're kissing up to the people that run them for better or worse to get kudos or to never be looked up at in a negative way. So if this white woman is giving you kudos or respect or letting you be part of this volunteer program, then yeah, you must really have it going on. And he's never going to a part where anybody can say anything bad about him or look down on him. And so that's why he was blasting the music. And then the older guy was trying to listen to me, but it was very hard. So I just gave him a piece of paper with my information. And then they try to make it very hard on him. They made him move his volunteer booth all the way down to the other end of the parking lot, which they normally is where they have it anyway, right? And then on top of that, afterwards, he made it a point to come to me again and get my information. So evidently they made him throw it away or they ruffled his feathers so much that he lost the information. So he came back in intention. This is an older man, you know what I'm saying? He's got to be 60 something plus, but he genuinely, was doing like the work of God. He genuinely came back to get the information and was trying to make sure that he had it, regardless of all that. And so, in and back to coming back to the now, the church service I just went to, again, we wrestle against power and principalities and never give up. That's basically the thing. And it was so odd, and I was trying to live stream the service, but I was not able to. It kept interrupting and things kept happening. But it was so odd because as the man was talking, everything he talked about hit on everything that I've been talking about for the past week or two, right? And he was talking about, and it caught my ear, just a piece about how you have blisters on your feet. He was talking about the plight of Job, pretty much. And let me show you guys something. No, don't be disgusted. Stay right there. Don't go nowhere. Yes, I'm going to show you. So let me see if I can get the camera turned that way. These are my feet, okay? And on my feet, you'll see that on these shoes, the sides are cut, right? I cut those sides. These shoes are brand new. I cut the sides because if you look at my toe, let's see if you can zoom in. You see how it looks like a little bumped or whatever? It's because it was rubbing against the side of my toe. I know these people are like, what? Yep, happily run you over. Like I said, power and principalities. But yeah, there's blisters. There was a blister there on the side of my toe from the shoe rubbing against it. Okay, and if you discussed it, good. But anyways, and then on top of that, he was talking about lesions on the skin, right? So I've been getting bitten up by mosquitoes, and as y'all know, I let somebody stay the other night, and so it's not just me. I was like, is it just me? No, they got bit up by mosquitoes too, and so I have cuts on my skin from me scratching the mosquito bites. Then he talked about, you know, man, can I eat by bread alone? I remember when that white lady was acting funky, I was like, I'm very glad that you guys come out, especially in the holidays, there's, people don't have public assistance, there's no food, but, there's also a spiritual portion of that, and that's what they preached on too, that man should not live by bread alone, right? So, um, that was something that directly coincided with what happened today. That was something that they didn't absolutely learn. And this church was called Park something, probably near Valdosta State University, right? So, yeah, so all of that. And then it was just so many things that were parallel. And then he started talking about the armor of God. He went to Ephesians, and I was like, oh, is he going to preach on my vocation? Because, my two favorite verses, vocation and the armor of God. And I was like, I did a review on the church I went to, which is Woodlawn. Um, but I did a review on the church, and I posted my video about the armor of God. And then I was like, yo, this is just right up my alley. I hope, did I give that man my phone number? I might have. I don't know if he's going to call in that. Probably not, because when you're dealing with men folks in the church, already, like I said, just from doing a good thing, he got pushed all the way to the other side. So, imagine him actually calling or texting, my goodness. But, but anyhow, so yeah, so he talked about that, and y'all know I have a whole design with the armor of God. And, and it was a black guy in it, which is good because it's a black church, so I showed that. And then in addition to that, it was just so many different parallels, everything was like right on the whole time, and the fact that the woman's hair again was exactly like mine. It was like exactly like mine last time. Mine was up in a ponytail, and she was like, I expected you to come back. And I told her, I said, and I think she knew how I felt, because I said, I want to tell you that you're filled with so much love and you're so obedient, and I really appreciate your kindness, but I didn't want to make you or me into a liar, because you said I was going to fit in exactly, and I can't keep that promise. So I want you to know who I am. So if you could please go to my website, again, www.theartofgoodincorporated, spelled out.com, and you can go to the About Me, and you'll learn all about me. There's links on there, again, with the Craigslist ad that I posted. Actually, I did get one real response to it. The others were, not real responses. Like, they're like something else. But it seemed real, but it's so far out for this job that he wants me to go to. And again, this is volunteering, that hour volunteer session that I mentioned, right? And I told him that I could do it maybe on Monday, but I would have to ride my bike. And when I looked at the address, again, it would take me like 45 minutes. It would take me 45 minutes on bicycle, but my bike is out because I need to get the air pump fixed. But what I was reading online is maybe I could take it apart and get the water out. But you know what, though? Don't I have that electric air pump? But there's nothing electric for me to be able to plug into at that place, so at the storage. So I might have to haul the bike all the way back here, and I don't know if that's gonna be. I don't know. We'll see. We'll work. We'll find some way to work it out. It's too late for me to go now because I don't like walking under that purple light, so it ain't happening tonight. Tomorrow my plans are to go register homeless for that thing. And then he also talked about, I didn't mention this, he also talked about the peas. I'm so hungry, you guys. And shout out to my neighbor up the street. Gang gang. good gang, not that kind of gang, not a bad gang, but good gang, the love gang, the good people gang. Because we we made some more plans to get together today, but the situation again was that I'm so hungry, you guys. I'm starving. Do I have any food left? I have beans, but I'm so hungry. I might not be able to finish this because I'm hungry. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to finish this. We'll have to talk about it later. But that's how it was today. Yep. I'll finish this later on.